We went in to get our learner's permit and we failed the eye test. And our parents were like, what? And we're like, we've told you our whole lives we can't see out of our left eye.
They just didn't do anything about it.
No. Our parents, bless their heart, they got a lot wrong.
Hey,
They
welcome
tried.
to the podcast, everybody. I think that's our intro. They don't need an introduction. Welcome, Morgan, to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming back. I really like this idea that we do every so often. Maybe it's once a month, maybe, depending on pop culture, but we come on and we just talk about some random pop culture things and a little bit of life thrown in there because you and I always have funny stories.
Yeah, we've lived some life, let me tell you.
We have.
What makes me laugh, though, is I'm not really like up to speed on a lot of pop culture stuff. So I feel like I'm getting educated by you in this process.
Oh, I like that. I like that, though, because then it's like you're getting educated while also just forming an opinion
in the moment.
Yeah.
Let's go.
On the ball. What would you like to start with? So we've got Kristen Bell's anniversary post. We've got Keith Urban. I went to his concert, saw some things happen. We've got Kim Kardashian. She was on a podcast talking about her marriage. What do you want to dive in first?
I feel like right now the hot button topic is the Kristen Bell stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That is something I am aware of. I have seen it.
That one you've seen? Okay, so for anybody who is like Morgan, though, and doesn't necessarily see things, mind you, I'm also not I don't seek pop culture, but being on social media all the time, I see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. So Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard just celebrated their 12th anniversary, and she posted on Instagram, of course, and said, "Happy 12th wedding anniversary to the man who once said to me, 'I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would.'" What are your initial thoughts on this when you've seen it?
The photo at first, I thought it was Dax holding one of their daughters. And then I realized, no, Kristen Bell is just that tiny. I actually have run into her in the wild before, unrelated. We'll talk about that later when we talk about her run-ins. But the post doesn't really make me laugh, but at the same time, I don't clutch my pearls. I feel like we live in a day and age where everything is taken so seriously. And it's just not always that deep. That's my opinion. Also, I tried to think about this through the lens of, well, I haven't been through domestic violence, but what if she had posted something like, Dax says he hopes I get cancer? I would have read that and be like, oh, you're ignorant, but life will go on,
Yes. And honestly, the same exact thoughts. Have you seen the bean soup theory? It's like my everything right now.
I have not seen the bean soup theory, but bean soup sounds awful, so let's go.
Bean soup is like chili, Morgan.
Oh, well, why don't you just say that?
I mean, they are technically different, but like basically the same. But there's an influencer who posted and it was like bean soup theory. She saw influencer post a bean soup recipe and people in the comments were like, what if I don't eat beans? What can I substitute for beans? What about me not wanting you to talk about beans? Like it just became this whole thing. So it's the bean soup theory.
Lima beans, baked beans,
all the beans. But it became this theory of like, not everything is meant for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very much true. We've very much created this environment where we believe that all social media that we see on the internet, everything we see in TV and movies is meant specifically for us. It is not. Since when did we all of a sudden claim that everything that we watch, do, and see is literally not only meant for us, but targeted for us?
Mm-hmm.
We have this kind of just distorted view of that. So that's where my positioning comes from. Also as someone who has been in a domestic abuse relationship, I didn't really honestly bat an eye from it. Not in the sense that was I like, okay, it's a weird thing to say, sure. But not in a sense where I was like, I'm going to take that personally and that offends me. Maybe I'm also not easily offended though either.
That's a whole other layer of this is I do feel like we're in a day and age where people almost want to be offended. And I know that's probably going to make some people mad, but comment sections are a terrible place to be. Reddit's a terrible place to be. People are just sort of echo chambering and wanting to feel like they're throwing their 2 cents into the ring. Mm-hmm. And, people are liking their comment or commenting back, yeah, girl, I feel the same about that pinto bean. It's about being seen and heard. But yeah, I do feel like people need to toughen up and touch grass more often and get off their screens. We're all guilty of it, you know?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Like, I completely respect the fact that social media has brought us closer together. And I respect that it's become the version of community today that we really have kind of gotten away from in person because of everything that happened with COVID. Like, you can see the transition of times. And I respect that people want to feel connected. But you can also feel connected in a lot of ways without feeling threatened, without feeling triggered, without feeling like you have to kind of take yourself outside of a situation and say, was this post meant for me? And most of the time it isn't. Like, most of the time it just isn't. If for some reason you're allergic to beans, you're probably not going to make a bean soup. Mm-hmm. And if you've been through something, then yeah, maybe you don't follow her because she made that joke. That's fine. You don't have to announce it. If that bothered you, that's okay, but let's move on.
We don't need a think piece on everything celebrities do. Sometimes it's just not that deep, and if you don't like it, I'm not sitting here telling you should like the post, laugh at it. I didn't. I just kept scrolling, and I think that's where it's at. Just keep scrolling till you find something you like. I'm also known for, I block celebrities on social media.
I love this for
I block in the keywords. I'll block keywords that I don't want to see, like the Baldoni, Blake Lively drama. I was like, I cannot even get on social media and enjoy a doom scroll anymore without seeing this. So I just block. And not because I dislike them. It's just I'm seeing too much of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't sign up for this. So
yeah, no, and I think you should. I think, heck, if it's me you're following and you feel offended by something I did or I triggered you in some way, please unfollow me. I don't want that for you.
You're pretty offensive, Morgan.
Apparently sometimes I can be. So, but I just want everybody to feel what's in the best interest of themselves, but just know that you don't have to announce or genuinely out there, everything is just not meant for you. Like, she wrote that caption for her husband and herself alone. Was she posting it for the rest of the world? Yes, because if she didn't, then people would assume they got divorced or something happened. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't meant for everybody. It wasn't meant to be triggering. It wasn't meant to be bad. And my heart breaks for the people who feel hurt by a caption like that, because it means you went through something really bad. And I can attest to that. But it just also means, like, take a step back and find what really matters to react to, because it's probably not a caption on Instagram. If I had to guess.
You want to know something I wondered about it, though?
What?
We have friends that work in publicity, and I have a friend that told me recently, because the summer was so boring and not a lot went on in the news aside from like the Blake and Justin stuff. And she was like, watch in the coming months, like news is going to start ramping up. Like some stories are going to be contrived. And so it dawned on me. I'm like, Kristen is promoting the second season of Nobody Wants This, which I haven't started yet, but I love the first season. I'm like, is this a little contrived where she posted something that she knew might be, I mean, that's obviously like in the weeds of it, but that does happen. And
I've seen crazier things have happened. I mean, Taylor Swift is a mastermind and plants Easter eggs like 5 years in advance. Mm-hmm. So,
and there was also a headline today about Kristen didn't go on her scheduled stop on the Today Show. I'm like, how would we even know that? You know, it almost feels like they're pushing it more so we care more and we're more involved. And then we go watch her new show on Netflix.
It's so true, though. But like, what's crazy is like, you don't have to convince me to watch a show that I like.
Right. It is a very good. The first season was wonderful. I'll definitely watch the second.
I did just watch it for the first time like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, what did you think?
Honestly, it's so funny. Everybody, you know, it was so kind of everybody when I had went through my breakup last year.
It literally came out at the same time.
It was very similar. And I appreciated that everybody was like, don't watch this. Mm-hmm. And that's fair. Now at this point in my life, though, honestly, it gave me a lot of clarity. Mm-hmm. Just genuinely a lot more perspective, a lot. And I don't know how much is fiction or nonfiction, right? But especially about the culture, but it did give me just a different stance on the culture that I never quite understood. Mm-hmm. And I think it would have been really helpful if something like that came out like 3 years prior, because I would have learned a lot.
Well, for your listeners who may not know, we don't have to regurgitate the whole thing, but you did date a guy who was Jewish and things didn't work out because you're not, you know? And so
Which she knew for 6 months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We didn't say he was in the right.
He's not in the wrong though either. So
but
it's
it
fine.
all worked out, you know. And I think you're watching Nobody Wants Us at the perfect time. You now have someone that you're really well suited with, and you can watch it and have that hindsight is 2020 perspective.
Very much so. I don't think I could have had that if I watched it like when it came out. I think I would have been like, why am I watching this TV show?
Yeah, it probably would have been a knife in a wound. So
yes. But yeah, no, so I get it. But I do think absolutely there's PR around specific things that happened, and they do it very discreetly. They're very good at what they do.
So don't comment. Don't play into the big machine of it all. That's the moral of this story.
That's it. But yeah, and also look up the bean soup theory, because I think, it just gives you perspective that I had a girl, I posted a video. Mind you, I've been posting my detox cleanse all over social media because it's been like my thing that I've been going through. Morgan's seen it. She watched me at a wedding not eat any food, even though it was very sad.
As I went back for seconds, I felt so awful.
But it made me feel better because like you guys were eating for me.
I definitely was. And they had some really good mac and cheese. I felt so bad for you.
It was such a sad day. But it's been what my life has been for like the past month and a half. So I posted a video, everything I've been doing, what my days look like. And then I got so many requests to post this adrenal elixir recipe for the drink. And some girl...
Say adrenal elixir 3 times fast.
I know, right?
Okay.
Adrenal elixir. And also, I don't know why it's called that. It's Kara's recipe. I just, that's what it's called. And that's what I've been doing. And it's been part of my routine. So I posted the recipe as requested by so many people. And mind you, I also said, hey, this is what I'm doing as part of my routine. You already saw the full routine. Here's a recipe for this. I'm not saying anything beyond like, here's the recipe. Some woman reaches out and was just like, I cannot believe you would promote such a gimmick and you have such a big influence. Why would you do that? I was like, what? I literally looked at this response like, ma'am, first of all, orange juice and salt and cream of tartar and coconut water aren't a gimmick. They're
cream what?
Cream of tartar.
Ugh.
It sounds really gross. It's like an electrolyte drink is really what it is.
All right.
I was like, you can get all of these things from a grocery store. Like, I don't make any money from cream of tartar or coconut juice or the oranges you pick off your tree, first of all. So a gimmick, we might need to relearn that definition. And second of all, I didn't post it and said, this is a cure-all for your adrenals and like, you're going to be healed after having this. I just said like, this is part of what I'm doing and it's part of my routine. And I mean, man, this woman went in the weeds with me, and I just finally, I'd finally had enough. And she was like, "I've proved my point, and this is enough." I just laughed emojied at it because I couldn't keep responding. But bean soup theory, because this woman had an adrenal issue, like an actual insufficiency, and she was trying to be like, adrenal fatigue isn't real. And I was like, first of all, one thing I know about adrenal efficiency, I just spent months in and out of a hospital with my dog over this. I learned a lot about it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
That you and your dog are going on similar journeys.
I know. It's really nice for both of us. Not really.
Did she drink this elixir too?
She did not. Because
no cream of tartar for Remy.
It's not dog grade.
Okay.
But does Remy have her own elixirs? Yes. They're just different.
Throwing out the word elixir so casually, I hear the word elixir and I think it's like a potion that's going to make a man fall in love with me.
It is kind of a potion, It's like a little magical drink. And apparently also a gimmick. So, whatever. But all that to say, I was just like, ma'am, I don't think this video is meant for you. Like, I'm not saying this is going to fix your adrenal insufficiency. I never said that. But please just don't follow me. Because
this is why I hardly ever post. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, and different views. Like, we have to understand. I'll wrap this in a tiny bow. That we have to understand that we all have different views and we have different ways that we see the world based on our own experiences. And just because somebody did not experience life the same way that you did does not mean what they're doing or what they're experiencing is wrong.
That'll preach.
That's what that is. And there's my tiny bow on our Kristen Bell talk. So yeah. Okay. What do you want to get into next?
Can we talk about Megan Moroney?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's not one of the topics you
No,
teased,
it was, but it's one of the ones
I threw it into the
did.
running because I want to know what you think her next color is going to be. If you're unfamiliar, Megan Moroney picks a color that is her theme when she puts out an album, and all of her social media is that color. All of her outfits are that color. I love it. I think she's a branding genius. She went to school she was going to be an accountant. Yeah. And then that didn't work out.
Which is very wild to me, like seeing her and having some interactions with her. The accountant would never have.
I think it was a family trade. I don't know. But she decided to go the digital marketing route. And I'm like, that was smart. When you decided you wanted to be an artist, you pivoted to a degree that could help you brand yourself as an artist. And she does that so well. I love it.
Well, I love the color eras. You know what's funny too is that our I Heart Country Festival earlier this year, I did like a backstage interview with her, and I was like, so what's the next color? And I tried to get her to tell me, but she didn't.
I think I know.
Okay. Well, give me the theory.
My guess is that it's going to be yellow.
Okay. Why yellow?
She wore to the ACM Awards this year a dress that was yellow. It was the same dress or very similar to the dress from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days that Kate Hudson wore. She looked fantastic, but I remembered wondering then, was this a calculated choice? Is this an Easter egg you're giving us? A week or two ago, here in Nashville, she did an activation at La La Land, which is a coffee shop here.
Yeah, very bougie coffee shop, yes.
And it's branded in yellow. And she posted on her story, all of these pieces of marketing and things she was signing that were all yellow. And so I feel that we're getting hints that it's going to be yellow. I think it's going to be a cheery record. Could be wrong. Watch it be black.
It's like fully opposite. Because when I think yellow, I think sunshine. I think bright colors, lemons, like just this very bright thing. And I wonder if she's in the phase of her life yet. I feel like that's a romantic era a little bit.
She's dating a baller, apparently.
Is she?
I said I don't know anything about pop culture. And
she's been deep diving Megan Moroney.
Yeah, I've seen headlines that she's dating. I can't tell you what team he plays for, but Bosa?
Oh, okay, so an athlete.
Yeah.
Okay.
A baller.
Okay, so then we
a footballer, if you will.
Okay. So assuming that those headlines are real, then yeah, we would be in a little bit of a lover girl era.
Yeah.
And yellow to me is bright, lovey, like very just for some reason I associate with bright.
And she's coming out of blue, Blue is more moody.
Yeah. And what I really want her color to be, I have no fashionable evidence or you've done the research that you know this, but I really want her color to be purple because purple looks really good on blondes.
It does. You look great in purple. We need to make a clip and overlay Morgan in her purple gowns. But my second guess is purple.
Okay.
Because she's been seen. Do I work for Megan Moroney? She has been. That's why I work. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a maroon.
She's been seen in a couple interviews in purple. Okay. So that's my backup option. But I feel like the hints towards yellow are outweighing purple.
You know what's really cool for her, and I'm very excited that purple could be the backup because I just love the color purple. Also, it's become my favorite color as an adult. Like my favorite color as a kid was pink, of course, and then like early 20s Morgan was blue. Now, like 30s, Morgan is purple.
You're basically Megan Moroney.
I know. I have eras. It's just my favorite color, though.
My favorite color consistently through my life is green, and it's just been that.
It's never changed? You've never changed your favorite color?
No. But purple is a good choice. It does look good on your skin tone, for sure.
Why am I weird? Why have I changed my favorite color?
Some people aren't loyal. And no, I'm just kidding.
I'm not loyal to colors. That is true. I do get a little bored sometimes with colors, so that's fair.
But you like what you like.
I just got called out for my color. What I was going to say, though, is what's really cool for Megan is that because she chose colors, she's going to have eras for decades because there's so many colors. Now, granted, if she's only doing like the Roy G. Biv, we got 9 eras.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, you're going to run out pretty quick, actually, and unless you're getting into like the Pantones of it all.
I bet she is, and I bet they're going to be like crayon colors,
We'll see. TBD. Megan, let us know.
The whole thing. We'll stay in the country world, too, because Keith Urban, I went to his concert, which, by the way, he is one of my favorite performers' concerts ever.
And he always smells good.
Yeah, truly, he always does. But you would think that like he's been entertainer of the year a bunch of times. I don't think he has. maybe a few times. I should probably Google that while we're sitting here.
Bobby interviewed him a couple months ago for an ACM special we did, and he did have a couple Entertainer of the Year wins. It's been a minute, but he has one.
Okay, so he's won a CMA Entertainer of the Year award in 2018 and ACM in 2019. And he's also been the Triple Crown Award for ACM. So he has had it, but I just feel like he deserves it more than he gets it, because not only is he like an entertainer, knows how to work a crowd, knows how to be in it, he's a performer. Like, he can rock on a guitar in every version of a guitar that exists. And he's just like such a good stage presence.
Yes.
He has it all. There's no like mix in there. Like, he knows what he's doing.
I went to a show of his once. It's been a while ago, but he brought out a full marching band.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He has the production value for sure.
Okay, so, this is what happened, because he always does fan interactions. Like, this is his thing. I've been to so many shows. I've watched him probably give away 10 guitars at this point, because he gives one away at every show.
An electric?
I don't think it's electric. It's acoustic.
But still, pretty cool.
He signs it and he gives it to a fan.
That's nice.
And he always has big fan interactions. This is very much his thing. And so he walks up to this fan who's holding a sign that says, "Help me tell my family I'm pregnant." And okay, he's kind of like, he literally responds like, "I'm just a guitar player. Like, what do you want me to do?" And then the girl's like, "No, please." And he's like, "Okay, what's your name?" And she's kind of like avoiding him. And he's like, "What is your name?" And she's like, "You're not gonna like it." And he goes, and he kind of looks at her funny, and then she says, "Nicole."
Oh,
and he just collapses on the stage, are you kidding me? And the 20,000 people in this room, this is the one that I went to.
This is your name.
And of course, that video has like gone viral. It's in the news and stuff. But honestly, he handled it like such a champ. He just fell back on stage like, okay, like what just happened? And then he got back up and he was like, "Okay, Nicole, tell me what we're doing here." And he just got back to business. Then, poor guy, it doesn't get better for the fan engagement.
Oh, gosh.
So he brings up this couple who had a sign that said, "We got engaged at your residency, but we don't have a picture with you." So he sees him, pulls him up on stage to get a picture. And he's like creating small talk and asks the guy, "What do you do for work?" He goes, "I'm an air traffic controller." And you just hear the whole arena just get quiet. There was some booing. There was some like, oh gosh, like what's going to happen? And Keith just goes, "What is happening with this show right now?" Like, could not fathom.
Was the reaction to the air traffic controller thing because of the government shutdown?
I think it was both, because like obviously there's been a lot of like talk about air traffic controlling because of all the incidences at airports and stuff that's been happening.
Oh, true.
You know, people are like, should we fly? Because we don't know what's happening. And then, of course, the government shutdown happened along like just recently. So that's fresh of mind. I think it was all of it, just everything with airplanes right now. So then for the final part of the evening, he's been going viral on social media before he performs. I think it's "You'll Think of Me." I'm assuming so, because this is the one he addressed. But he just like looked at the crowd and he was like, "Stop reading into ship and performing this song my entire career." Like,
that's the thing, is there is clearly footage of him doing performances the same way, but because of the headline and you know, the clickbait value of things, people take things and run for sure.
Absolutely. And I think that was his final way of this was his last night on tour. He was just like, "Guys, please just leave me alone." Like, and mind you, this man put on a 3-hour show while he's going through like a very public situation that can't be fun. And he entertained still to the best of what I've seen him on multiple occasions. I was just really impressed with how it was handled and how he just managed everything really well. He didn't have anybody helping him. There was nobody like, no PR, nobody like stopping anything from happening. And he just handled it all.
He's always so polite anytime we do anything with him. Obviously, I've not spent any one-on-one time with Keith, but I feel like he's very laid back and would be a good hang. So all the hate right now, again, it just kind of goes back to things we've already talked about. But if you're someone who lives life on a stage and you're a public figure, people tend to think that they have the privilege to know more details about your life than they really ought to know. And it just, everybody wants to figure something out, get to the bottom of something. And sometimes marriages just don't work out. They have, not to give my 2 cents, but they have teenage daughters. How many marriages do you know that fell apart when the kids were almost out of the house? Like, that is a tale as old as time. So anyway,
yes,
I wish them both the best, but
I know
he's always been kind, and I can't say a bad thing about him.
I don't think I've ever had a bad interaction with either of them. I know I haven't. And so I was more curious just to see, I mean, like, I've gone through crappy things. I could not imagine being on a stage every night performing. I'm sure that's a therapy for him of sorts. But I was just super impressed with how it all, like, he just handled everything. Like, it was just rolling off the back of him. And I was like, by the third time, I thought, okay, maybe like, you're going to be like, okay, guys, I got to go. But
I got to pack it up, guys.
You know? So it was impressive.
He's lived a lot of life, too. I'm sure these things roll off his back.
You would think so at this point, too. But yeah, country music, man, we just got a lot going on over here. Okay, moving into, I don't know these two super well. You want to talk about pop culture? I don't really pay attention to like YouTubers. I wish I did because I feel like there's so much content and space over there. But so YouTubers Dan Howe and Phil Lester apparently have been like doing YouTube stuff together since 2009. Long time.
Wow. Since we were in high school.
Yeah. Since
I was in high school.
I think I was an 8th grader, maybe a freshman, somewhere in that area. But they're in a relationship and they have been for 16 years and just now told everybody.
Wow. Their relationship is old enough to drive.
Literally. But also how? I'm so impressed. If good things are happening to me and like, my relationship I'm in right now, I get really excited. I want to tell everybody about it. I want to let's talk about everything. I could not imagine holding in like this really beautiful part of my life for 16 years.
Well, you're the kind of person that is more open with that sort of stuff.
And this is why I wanted your perspective.
And I am the opposite. I am not. I like to keep things, I'll talk about things to an extent, but back when I worked on the morning show, for example, and they wanted to bring up my dating life, I hated that. I never really wanted to talk about anyone I was dating because, again, it's like the Keith and Nicole of it all. Once people know, they feel like they can weigh in and offer, and I just didn't really like that. Also, I don't know. It's just to each their own. I love seeing your content with your boyfriend on Instagram, but myself, I would probably just keep it more low key. And that's just different personalities. With them, you say Dan and Phil, so I'm assuming it's 2 guys. I mean, maybe that played a part of how they would be accepted. That's obviously something that we don't have to navigate, as heterosexual women. And so there's grace there as well. Maybe that was something that they were fearful to share, or maybe I don't know anything about them, so I hate to just like make assumptions, but maybe someone wasn't so public about being out, and so I know that it makes me think of, is her name Becca Tilley? Does that name ring a bell?
I know who that is from Bachelor
Nation. Okay. She was on several shows. She went on The Bachelor, and she is dating, or maybe even engaged, I don't want to make this up, to Haley Kiyoko.
Yeah, let me see if they are engaged.
They apparently dated for years privately before being public because Becca was not open about that part of her life. And I think to each their own, I love a private relationship for me personally, but not everyone's built that way.
See, and I love that. Like, the reason I bring it up is because I'm so impressed that people, I can keep secrets. If somebody tells me something, it's to the vest, like, it's not leaving my chest. You're good. But like my own life and something's happening to me, I'm like a little like, it's like vibrating inside of me, and you got to get it out so I can chill out. And so I'm impressed that there's people out there that can do this, you being one of them. I love that. There's parts of me that wish I could be.
I have a husband and kids y'all just don't know about.
Could you imagine? You're like, here they are.
Yeah. Yeah, Becca Tilley came to mind for sure. But also,
by the way, they are engaged.
They are? Okay. Another couple that came to mind that we know is Carla Marie and Anthony. They hosted a radio show together and worked together. And so it sounds like these YouTubers may have had some crossover and vlog together.
Yeah.
So I think when there's that work element of it, maybe you do keep it private to see if it's going to work out. I mean, 16 years feels like a long time.
After like the 4th year, I'd be like, okay, I think
we're locked in. And shout out to Carla Marie and Anthony because they're getting married.
I know, they're 30 days away from getting married, I think.
Crazy.
Last I saw. So it's so awesome to me because in a world of people like me who loves to share everything, I think it's cool that there's this balance of people who don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need both. I think that's what it's about.
I think you guys will know who my boyfriend is when he's my husband.
You know, honestly, what's really funny about that is before Braden, I thought that was going to be me too. Mm-hmm. I didn't think I'd ever post somebody until I was engaged.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it was like this, I genuinely felt like, I'm not kidding, like something was vibrating in me and it needed to like get out for me.
Have you ever gotten a hey girl message when you've posted a guy before?
Oh, multiple times. It's almost like, you know, let me make sure. Let me make sure before there is a ring on my finger. No, that's not why. But yes, in 2 out of the 4 serious relationships in my 20s, yes, I did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad feeling.
Oh, it's never good. It's never good. Mm-hmm. But the worst part is some people will still write messages like that to me now, but then they'll say like, I need Rex or I need like that. I'm like, why did you have to start with those 2 words?
Don't start with hey girl.
Just say hi or just say anything else, honestly.
Yeah. Triggering.
Is that why it's worrisome for you at all?
No, I was already a pretty private person.
Yeah.
I did post one ex that I dated for a while. Like we had been in a relationship for a while before I made any post about him. And then I did get a message. And that definitely sparked some conversations that led to some realizations. But
it can be a great test.
It can be a test for sure.
Yeah. I've had all kinds. You know, I made this post just right before we were recording this, basically. But it was like I had such an issue with photos in my previous relationships, like taking photos together, taking photos of me, taking photos of them, social media in general, put it all into the scope. It was such a hot topic. Like it was such a difficult thing. I had one who never wanted me to post by myself. I always had to be taking pictures with him and posting him because if I was posting of myself, then, you know, I was looking for other guys or something to that effect. I had another guy who never wanted to post me on social media, but always wanted me to post him, and also at the same time hated taking pictures of me. You would have thought that I was stabbing him with a knife every time I asked.
Yeah.
You know, and then I had another one who was super private and he didn't like that, which is completely respectable. Mm-hmm. But it was such an interesting thing for me to now be in this relationship and him to be like, why aren't you asking me? Like, just I'll take whatever photos you want. You can post me however you want. He started posting me like a month into us dating. Like all this just like safety net of things that I had so many triggers for. And it was wild to me that I never put 2 and 2 together that was so hard for me until now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you found someone that is in your rhythm, likes the things you like. He likes social media too, it appears. Mm-hmm.
And he likes taking photos and videos. Like he loves taking photos and videos. I mean,
the photos y'all took at that mountain weekend,
yeah,
I literally thought that was going to be an engagement announcement.
I do not think you're alone in that. I think there was a lot of that.
I was like, whoa, I even messaged you. I was like, what are these cameras? I need to get them.
Yep, which is what we're shooting on right now. Yeah, they, I don't know. He just he was the one who was like, bring the tripod and do it. This was what's funny behind that. He was like, we should bring the tripod or whatever. Cause I didn't know where we were going for that trip. And I just like stopped in my tracks. I was like, a tripod? Are you proposing? I literally asked him that. And he's like, I mean, no, you would probably have some inkling. He's like, no, but you can. He's like, I haven't talked to your dad. And that's a conversation for in person. And I was like, okay.
Wow, are we getting there?
I mean, you know, life is moving quickly. You already thought they were engagement photos. You thought the proposal was already supposed to happen.
I know, but you know, it made me wonder.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I was like, I really like you and I really like this, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. Like, yeah. I need just a few more months to like realization that this is happening. So
we'll report back soon.
At some point, yeah. But it was funny because I had that same. He's like, no, it's just like I think you'll want it, and he was right. And it ended up they were such cute pictures.
They were so good.
Yeah. So all that to say, yeah, I had no idea that things could be triggering. And
you'll cherish those forever.
Oh yeah. What else? I had a thought and then it lost because you thought I was engaged and I didn't know if I needed.
I really did. When you texted me and I was walking in Target, of like, oh, and guess what? Or it was something that made me think, and then I saw the little text bubble and I'm like, what? Get it out. But then I was like, if she was engaged, I feel like she would be texting the group chat. That was all going through my mind waiting for you to respond.
That's hilarious that you just had this whole thing happen. And then I just texted you something completely irrelevent.
Totally irrelevant.
And you were like, I definitely
what dish are you bringing to the get together? And I was like, oh, I don't know, Morgan, we'll see.
To which she never responded, by the way, because she was so enthralled with the fact that I did.
I was at the Magnolia aisle in Target when you were texting me. So I was looking at the Christmas stuff and the ADHD probably got the better of me once I realized you weren't engaged.
I love you. Oh yeah, it's all right. I do know you love me, and I love you too.
I feel it's coming.
Well,
TBD.
I'm just very, very happy.
Mm-hmm. You can tell.
Safe.
You can tell. And I've been around him a few times. He seems great.
I have nothing else to add.
When two great people come together, what are we waiting on?
I mean, Morgan and I did just drop the bomb on the show that we've been living together.
You did?
Yeah, it happened. Well, I accidentally...
How was that received?
First of all, I slipped up on accident on Best Fits because I was talking about a story and I said our yard. And a listener called in and was like, what was that? And I totally could have just been like, Remy Hazel. I could have. Mm-hmm. But I was just at the point where I was like, I'm not a very good liar to begin with. So the fact that I've kept it a secret as long as I have is shocking. But for sure. I got totally made fun of, but it's fine.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay.
It was so funny. Somebody commented on the live stream and goes, guys, let's not forget Morgan is a fully grown woman with a fully front lobe.
Your frontal lobe is completely developed.
Yes.
We think, based on that last sentence she tried to say.
I couldn't remember unclear. What it said. Might be. But then I was like, you know what? I am. So give me a break.
I feel like you just love very hard. Mm-hmm. And you have been hurt and you've gone through things, but you bounce back and you've had this good thing fall into your lap. And I'm so guarded. So to see you who you have been through hard things, but you don't really let it stick to you. You just bounce back well. And I'm hoping that this man you're seeing, that it all works out. Y'all get married and you live happily ever after. But irregardless, you're a grown woman, and if y'all want to live together, I mean, I know in some dating relationships I've had, you're basically staying over and, may as well. You have this, now that I'm living on my own, you've lived on your own for a while. I've lived on my own for the last year. It can be lonely having a big apartment with extra bedrooms and no one there, and so I think it's a beautiful thing that you're in this season where you're getting to share your life with someone you care a lot about, and your space and your time. Quality time is probably one of your top love languages, and now you get to have a cute boy around all the time. Who does he help you mow? Does he do the dishes?
Yes.
Does he have his beard clippings everywhere? Tell us all about it.
No. And yes, quality time is one, but acts of service is actually my number one. Mm-hmm. I love because to your point, I was very fiercely independent. I very much could take care of myself, and he's very much come in, and it's so funny. He'll put things on higher shelves, and I have to be like, hero time, and he has to come and get it. He's like, this is my job security. I say it every time. If I just say hero time, he comes running.
Oh, that's precious. Is he killing the spiders? Is he?
Yes, he helps me trap and release a lot of bugs. I try not to kill them. Spiders, sometimes it happens.
You're a special person for sure.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes I'm afraid of him and it's an instinct. Mm-hmm. But other times I make him trap and release. There was a really big one that we trap and released. But yes, he is and we have very similar cleaning habits. Like I am a big believer, and it's totally up to everybody's values and beliefs, but I've talked to enough amazing older women who I do have 2 more episodes coming with residents from Abe's Garden.
It was such a good day.
I know. And I have
You didn't go back without me, did you?
I did. I didn't want to make you have to go through that all again because it was a long day.
It.
Offended, personally offended. But I've talked to enough older women who are just like, please just live with somebody before you marry them. You just learn so much about a person, and it's things that so many of them wish they did. And I fully believe in that. I think you learn so much about a human in that space. It's not for everybody. Everybody gets to have their own decisions and what that looks like, but it is for me. And I want to know what I'm getting. I do. I'm not a very good, I barely handled the birthday surprise he gave to me. I was like, every 30 minutes on the drive, I'm like, we going there? Is this where we're going? What are we doing? He's like, Morgan, let loose.
Let it
breathe.
Let it be. See, I am kind of the opposite side of the coin. I've never actually lived with a boyfriend before. And I like the idea of not living with someone until I'm married. I mean, I am a Christian. Like I have, feelings about it for myself that I don't necessarily hold others to that same standard. But I think that's the thing, is like, let people live.
Yeah.
And if it's a mistake, you'll know in due time and you'll deal with that. But hopefully it's not. And the word mistake isn't the right word. A lesson. I feel like life doles us out a ton of lessons, does it not? I'm all done with lessons, please. But yeah, I feel like just live your life and you'll learn what works for you and doesn't as you go. None of us have it figured out. For all the people trying to tell you how to live, they don't have it figured out either.
No,
it's our first rodeo, all of us.
Yes, that is my favorite thing to say. It is every single one of ours. First time living, first time at this age, first time at, like, you could be 65 and it's your first time being 65. Like, it's your first time figuring it out. So run with it. But yes, for me, very much a big component because I'm also very particular. So Morgan knows this. I'm very clean. Like, everything has a place. So I needed to make sure that whoever I dated, not just for my sake, but for their sake also, could put up with my craziness.
You're not crazy. You're so easy to be around, Morgan.
Personality-wise, yeah. But also, I mean, I do. My cleanliness. My organization. How
it is neat in here, y'all. You can't see the whole room, but it's spick and span.
Anyways, but yeah, that's the latest on all of that. We will wrap on Kim K and our celebrity stories. How's that sound?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, so Kim K, she talked about her relationship to Kanye West on a podcast. Like, props to her for talking about all of this. Like, honestly, you see her in a TV show, which is, you're not sure what you're getting on those. Those are reality TV. Hard to tell. And
very produced.
Yeah. And she has her social media and stuff, but it was cool. I thought in general, it was cool to see her on a podcast, just openly talking. With that being said.
Yeah. With that being said.
There's a lot. Go for it.
Her not knowing the price that she spent the last year on glam was funny to me, but it just goes to show. And she didn't know the price of a milk carton at the grocery store. And you could tell as her wheels were turning and she was talking through it, she was realizing she's very PR trained.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle herself in interviews. But you could tell as she was talking, she wanted to stop talking. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw this clip because it went pretty viral, that she realized how it was coming out was not going to be probably received super well. And again, I think this is a good reminder to all of us that these mega celebrities that are super rich, we can't hold ourselves to the standard of looking like them, having lives similar to them in any regard, because they're not on the same playing ground that we are. You know what I mean? But I don't necessarily hold that against her.
I know, and I didn't either. And, I cannot imagine what it's like to have that wealth. I mean, I'm every week checking I still balance my checkbook of like making sure
Your physical checkbook. Yeah. My dad would love you. He sat me and my sister down when we were 15. We're like, here's a checkbook and how you balance it. And he is very upset with me when I make a purchase and don't immediately pull. I don't even have a checkbook anymore, but.
Seriously? Yeah.
Seriously. My dad would love you.
I think that's more common, but I'm very attuned with where my money's going and what's happening. But even still, like, I cannot imagine that. But on even just like a further scale of that, if anything that it does, it's just like we're so blindly supportive of so many people that we don't know, right? And we're so attuned with what's going on in their lives and what they're doing. Why don't we do that with more people in our lives who are physically with us all the time and supporting them? Like, you know, how many people are supporting Kim K and all of her businesses? How many people are supporting their close friend who started a business? Probably not the same amount. Who you're posting and commenting and liking and sharing on Kim K's stuff, but not your friend who's like a micro influencer trying to figure her life out. Like, you know, it more than anything, it just goes to show me that we just have to take a better look at what we're consuming and what really matters to us. And if that really matters to you, then heck yeah. Like, I don't have a problem with Kim K. I think she's great. I really don't. There's not like a part of me that's like, oh my gosh, Kim K. But more so just that I wish we had the same kind of support for our friends. I say we, meaning majority of people. The same kind of support for our friends, our small businesses, our small communities that we do for celebrities. You know?
I feel like it's very easy to get engrossed in pop culture and the goings on and whatever. And I think moments like this are real reminders that they are quite out of touch. And yeah, I agree with the premise of what you're saying of be careful how you dole out your energy. That seems to be what you're trying to get at is if you're consuming lots of Kim K content, know at the end of the day that she puts her pants on the same way as you do most of the time, probably, unless she has a stylist helping her get into her outfits. But yeah, it's apples and oranges for the majority. Do you own any Skims? You were talking about supporting businesses.
Yeah. I have one bra of that I tried.
Any good?
50-50. Okay. Some days I like it, some days I don't. I also just haven't, sorry men who are listening, I just really haven't found a bra brand that I really particularly love.
I really like Aerie bras.
Okay.
They have this is an ad for Aerie. No,
it's not. These are no ads whatsoever.
I'm like touching my boob as I love my Aerie bra, but it's got no underwire, and I'm all about the no underwire life.
I need to go check out Aerie then.
I'll send you a link.
Okay. Well, beyond Kim K, and we talked a little bit about my life, is there anything exciting news updates in yours?
Not really. I've honestly come out of we've talked about this and we don't need to go into all of it today, but I'm coming out of a very difficult season and I've been a little bit like struck by it all. And it's almost like the shock and the aftermath. I'm trying to like get back to integrating into more normal life, but I'd be lying if I said I was there. Like I'm spending a lot of time with family and I still haven't gotten back fully into being as social as I was before. So I'm not like dating anyone, or I'm really just spending a lot of time with my people. It's been a crazy year. And that being said, like I will be at your function in a few weeks with my pumpkin.
You function. I love that you say function like it's like this all out gala or something.
Our Friendsgiving. What is it exactly we're doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Friendsgiving. Not that she paid attention to my text messages.
Once I realized it wasn't an engagement announcement, I was like, oh, I'll figure out what that is.
I don't care about that. That tells you not invested in the social side. Just making sure I know what's happening in your life.
You know.
Well,
I'm very much looking forward to it.
It'll be fun. It'll be good for you. A fun comeback because food included. Everybody loves to be gathered around food.
I'm in when there's a carb involved anytime.
There will be lots of carbs. I'll finally be able to eat some, so I'll be enjoying them with you. But I'm glad that your season, the hard season that you were in, is at least at the very least closing a few doors.
I hope so.
And you're entering into some hopefully new doors as that happens. And we're just going to leave that right there where it is.
Right there. This has been so fun.
I know. Thanks for coming on.
I love the Morgan and Morgan show.
Me too. I like doing this. And if you guys want us to talk about particular topics, if you hope we do some version, maybe you don't want pop culture. Maybe you want, I don't know, random topics.
Hunting? No, I'm just kidding. I haven't done that in a while. I'm out of touch.
About this.
Yeah, I would love to be back. We got to get Megan on. She's actually going to be in town next weekend with the boys for.
Oh yes, we need to do that episode. So we'll talk about scheduling off. Okay. Yeah, but they don't need to hear.
You guys don't need to know about it.
This is also what's so funny about Morgan and I's relationship is not only is it a friendship and a long one, but it's also a working relationship. So you just like, it's like intermixed into our friendship.
Right. I got to give you some other updates after this anyway.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you again for coming on.
Of course, anytime.
And thanks to everyone for listening to us jabbering. And if we made you mad, pissed you off, made you happy, sad, or cry, then I'm happy you felt some emotion, but also please don't troll us for no reason.
Suck it up, buttercup.